Dr. Vernisha, and what the so what is going to happen? I'm going to introduce to you, in Somali, and what's our community Somali. So, walaashin waxay nala jirta furniture oo wadanka maxaa ku radayay and San Lucia ka ah leaderka number 1 ka ah oo maxaa ku radayay LD2 ka ah waxaa soo dhawaada aan soo dhaweyno waxaan rabaa inaan wax yar idin dul maro furniture waxa weeyaan gabadh hooyo saddex ciyaal ay haysataa oo 18 jir weeyaan inan 18 jira inan waxay haysataa saddex inan way haysataa 15 iyo 15 jir iyo 13 iyo 6 jir ah ayay haysataa waa gabadh maxaa ku raadayay wadanka xaq raadayay shaqeed ka fariisatay markii ay maxaa ku raadayay opportunity-gani wadanka home base ka ay aragtay markaa waxaan rabaa inaan soo dhaweyno waxa la wixii su'aal aad qabtaan amba English amba maxaa ku raadayay Soomaali waa ku soo qoraysaan walaashin rodan way la joogtaa iga raali ahaad aan wali ma samayn karo kale laakiin maanta waa maxaan ku raadayay roday wad arkaysan hay waa la caawinta ma sha Allah marka there you go we're going to start our I just remember that you are one of our top leaders in St. Lucia and a mother of 3 an 18-year-old daughter, 3 sons, 15, 13 and 6-year-old. And Vernisha, career, allowed her to become a certified trainer in the area of sales, customer service, coaching with emotional intelligence. I love your bio is so beautiful. It's so bio. So I hope I had the time to read. You just sent it to me, so I'm just gonna share as much as I can. And she currently not a full-time stay-home mom with her business currently in 42 countries worldwide. She has been earning residual income while she slept. Yes, of course, while she sleeps, and did the wise things by plugging her children in as well. And Vernisha is passionate about people developing and seeing people reaching their full potential at various stages of their lives. She lives on a few mantras, and one of them being nothing in life is for free. Of course, nothing in life is for free. And yeah, so walaashin waxa weeyaan inaan masha Allah waxay leedahay macaan waxyaala adduunka wax kasta bilaash ma jiro wax kasta wax loo shaqeysto adduunka wax wixii loo shaqeysto ma la helaa marka wakaas intaasaan idin rabaa inaan soo dhaweeyo walaashin marka waxaad u baahan tihiin wixii su'aalo soo dhawaada. So go ahead Vernisha. Go ahead and share with us, and yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
So good afternoon to everyone. I'm thinking that everybody is in a similar time zone as me. It is almost 3 my time. I think it's almost 2 your time.
Yes, almost 2 o'clock. Yes, yes, 1:58. Yes, in Toronto time.
Well, Sada, I really want to thank you. Thank Ifra. I know she's not on today with you guys. For really an opportunity to be able to serve at this level. I am in so much admiration of Ifra, yourself, Sada, and what you ladies have been able to do and achieve with your business, with your team in Opulence Global around the world, with the drive, the passion, the energy, the relentlessness, the consistency that you have for your community, and not limiting it to just these people around you. And so every single one of us in the organization, in Opulence Global, ought to take a page from what Ifra and this team has done. And it proves to us that when a group of people come together with one common cause, it makes the cause stronger. It makes the people in the cause to become more relentless, more committed. And then what seems to be a mammoth task for just a few then becomes an ease for a large group like what you ladies have been doing. And I am so proud of what you guys have been doing. I am so admire all of you with what all of you have been doing. Sada, what I think impresses me most about you is I call you the silent killer. I call you the giant behind the scenes that very few see, very few here, but we feel your force because of what you're doing and what you're achieving. So big praises to all of you. Congratulations to every single one of you on this team. And I look forward for me being able to stand as tall as you guys are standing so wide across the world with what you guys are doing. So I'm not sure what format we're going to take. It means you have to translate everything that I say,
Yes,
Sana?
yes.
Okay, all right, then I'll stop here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vernisha. It's very. As you said, I don't do Zoom today. Last night, Ifrah, she put me on the spot because when she said that she has, for last minute, you will be, you will be. I was like, Ifrah, are you crazy? I have never. You know me. I'm always behind the scene. I don't. So I'm so honored. I'm so honored. But I'm shaking. Just I'm talking. I'm shaking because I'm not used to. I've never done. You know me. I'm not social media person. I don't do Zoom. I don't. So yeah, thank you very much. And it's an honor to have you today. And so I will translate as much as I can. My English is not my first language. I haven't been. I only I speak French. My first language is French. Would you believe that? I feel more comfortable speaking my English when I came to the Western world. That's what I learned, French. Because originally I'm from Djibouti, just in a tiny island. So we are French colony. So the English is, I'll do my best. And so wala shadif and finish waxay leedahay wax waras waxay tiri and wax inoo and waa inoo maxaan ku rahday hambaliyeysay inay maasha Allah ifraax tiimkeeda iyo dadka ku jira inay dad maasha Allah yihiin oo dad maxaan ku rahday ku socda and waxay tiri waxay tiri ayaad iga dhigtaan dad ayaad waan idi maxaan ku rahday waan admar garaya marka maasha Allah waxay tiri dad waxay tihiin maasha Allah aad iskugu xiran dad waxay tihiin wallahi dad waxay tihiin maasha Allah marka ifraxna waxay iyo tiimkana ayay tiri waa aad iyo aad bad mahadsan tihiin inta soo casuumadeysay waxaan soo dhaweynaa walaasheen. Like I did not mess that. I did try to translate it in Somali, so yeah, go on.
No, I'm not when you're done. I'm listening to you and I'm saying, my gosh, this time.
And brother, please help me. Brother, she brother, you have to help me. My Somali language is not very good. So brother.
I am here with you, my dear. I will definitely. I was just texting Naima saying I need to go and pray, but I will be here with you all the way. So yes. Welcome, Vernisha. We're so happy to have you in this call. You're an amazing leader. I love what you do in St. Lucia, and I'm always looking up to you. You're an amazing person. We haven't met. We only met on a screen one time when I was the host, so that was it. But I always see what you do. It's really, really huge. So you're someone who is an example for so many people like me and many others. So welcome to the call and give us all the tips that you have, all the things that made you successful, made you build St. Lucia. What did you do? All that stuff. So that's what we're waiting for you today, my dear. So go ahead.
Well, thank you so much, Rhoda. I know that you are, should I say a shooting star or an exploding star? I think exploding star would be the right word for you, Rhoda. And I can never stop talking about you ladies with my team and persons that I want to show how possible this business is to persons who really want to do it. When persons often ask me that question, Rhoda, that you just asked me, what's my secret? What do I do? I go by one thing. Everything I do in my life, from rearing my children, from taking care of my home, from dealing with my parents, from dealing in my business, from relaying to the person that I meet on the street every day, it's one principle that I have in my life that has done every single thing for me, and that's love. I have built everything, I have done everything that I do in my life from a place of love. And I often say to persons, I have 10 sisters and 2 brothers. So my parents has 13 of us. And so I always tell them, and because I'm number 12 out of 13, they call me rude, they call me defiant, they call me, because I'm very strong-willed like them, and I ought not to have a voice because I'm the one before the last, right? So I always tell them, you guys can never make me do anything that I do not want to do, regardless of what you'll say or do. I will not do it unless I choose to do it. And what causes me to choose to do it is if I cannot do it from a place of love, then I don't do it. Because if I do it otherwise, it means that I have not done it. So when Ifra called me to do this today, my day is packed with so many things to do. And then when she told me the length of the call, I said, okay, if you put me in the last slot, I should be home by then, and I will commit that time. I will stop whatever I'm doing and I will get on. And for me, love is the most powerful, by far, the most powerful force there is in the universe, regardless of who you are, what you are, where you're from, what you believe in. For me, my driving force is love. So I carry my business that way. So what I have done in St. Lucia and in the rest of the islands, when I meet people, I don't sell a product. I don't sell a company. I don't sell a business. I sell love. And if a person turns around after that and say to me, Vernisha, thank you, but no thank you, I tell them, thank you so much for allowing me 5 minutes and 10 minutes of your time. If it's okay with you, I'd love to stay connected with you. And I wish you whatever you desire to choose to do for you, that you find it and it finds you with a lot of love and grace. So for me, it's one thing and one thing only, Rhoda. It's love. It's love and it's love.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I love how you said love. There are so many things, so many companies that advertise their stuff saying made with love. And I actually have a friend who used to make a really nice what do you call noodles. So I always ask her, Faye, what did you do to make these noodles? When I make, it's Filipina noodles. So whenever she makes, she said, I made it with love. So love, as you said, is the powerful force on earth. That's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. Maybe I'll translate that in Somali, and then Saada can go ahead and ask you whatever next question. So, and waxay Vernisha inoo sheegtay su-aashan weydiiyey waxay ahayd maxaad sideed ku dhistay baan ku uri actually jasiiradan ay degantahay St. Lucia, because waa gabadha aynu ognay aynu naqaano ee ka ah hogaamiyaha dhan ee meeshaa soo shaac saaray. Anigu markaan daawado fiidiyodeeda markaan arko wax badan baan ka faa'iiday oo ka siyaadsa subxaanallah. Yani waa qof leh oo heerkaa soo gaadhay, ayada iska daayay inanteeda yarasta 10 jirka ah ayaynu aragnay heerka ay gaadhay. Marka waa wax ku jira, waxaan dhahdaa familkoodii ku jira, hidiyo dhaqan bay u leedahay maan gabadha yaryarkeedu. Marka kelmadda keliya tay ku soo ururisay ee ku soo qortay hadalkeedu waxa weeyaan, waxa aan ku dhisay bay tiri ganacsigayga iyo wadankayga aan joogay ee St. Lucia, waxaan ku dhisay jacayl. jacaylkuna bay tiri waa waxa quwadda adduunka ugu weyn ee wax lagu qaban karo weeyaan bay tiri. waayo wax aan adduunka jacayl lagula wadaagin qofka ama si jacayl iyo niyad ku jirto loola sheer garaynini wax ma noqdo. hadda bay tiri markaan qof wax la wadaagayo ganacsina ma iibiyo, alaabna ma iibiyo, yacni waxa iibisaa ay sheer garaysaa waa jacaylkii. marka waa tusaale wanaagsan markaad qofka walaalkaaya si jacayl iyo niyad ku jirto aad intood u soo hor fadhiisato asagii wax la wadaagto adoon alaabna iibinayn ganacsina iibinaynin, qofkiina wuu ku dhaga nugnaanaya, ku dhageysanaya, wuu soo istaagaya, wuxuu oranayaa waxaan aad sheegayso bal iiga sheekee 5 daqiiqo ama 2 daqiiqo weydiistaa bay tiri dadka, waxaana weydiiyaa waxa aan doonay inaan u sheego ayaan la sheer garaya. marka intaas inala wadaagtay aniguna waxaan ugu boorinayaa dhammaanteen nafteena xusuusinaya inaynu waxaynu wadaajinayno aynaan dadka u arkin just customers aynu wax ka iibinayno, aynu aragno walaalaheen oo jacayl wanaag naga dhaxaysa aynu wax ula wadaagno. Sacaada إن شاء الله لو وريك سؤال اللي بعده صوتك يا حبيبتي.
Okay, well, okay, thank you very much, Rhoda. Okay, I have, because we're asking question, we don't have any question yet, but I'm gonna ask mine, Vernisha. Okay, Vernisha, to be honest with you, I love listening to you. From the day I started, the few videos I used to listen a lot was yours and Renee. You two, I don't get tired listening to your videos, how you guys are very, very passionate about your business and how you said that it's love, it's all about love with you. And what is there's a lot of people that, even myself at the beginning, I used to get quite, not offended, but quite when you approach people and you are sharing with what you have with you, whether it's, our beautiful opportunity in terms of home-based business or our beautiful product. And they tend to say, at first they say no to you, and then there's a lot of people. I overcome myself at the beginning. I was like that because I used to get offended when someone doesn't want to listen to me. And do you have any techniques or any approach where when someone you are approaching to them and they say to you, no, I'm not interested, and in a way like how to deal with those kind of rejection towards the people that reject your product or the opportunity you are presenting to them?
Okay, That's a big question, though. So,
Sorry, darling.
so I think that Ifra should keep you in the forefront, Sarah. So, first of all, for me, I grew into it, like many of you will over the years. I learned how when somebody says no, they're saying no from within and not from without. They're saying no because of something about them and not necessarily about me. So for me, there's my peace of mind is I prefer to show you and you know, Sarah, about it, and then you turn around and tell me no, than not having shown you that had you seen it, you would have said yes. Yes. So my job is to tell you, regardless of what you say to me, my only job is to tell you and to show you. What you do with that information afterwards has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. So when you say no, then it could be some reasons for you. The timing is not right. You don't really get it. You're scared. You want to discuss it with your spouse. You need more time. This is not a kind of thing for you. Whatever the reason is. So it is something that is personal to you. So when a person says no to me, I probably may go into a little deeper to help understand what that no really means. But even before that, my training with my team, for example, would be never sell, always recommend solutions. Nobody wants to be sold to. So you cannot offer something to someone unless you know or understand what's happening with them. So should I stop now?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that you have to translate.
Okay, thank you, darling. Thank you very much. Okay, hablo waxaan weydiiyey Vernisha, waxaan idhi maxay tahay dad badan waxaa jira marka moogtahay aad wixii la wadaagtid oo aad u sheegtid oo ku tiraadid waxaanaan ku hayaa amba hadday tahay goosh oo alaabahan iibino wuxuu doona ahaado ama businesskaanu hayno maa ku tira waxaasan ku hayaa waxay ku odhanayaan maya markay maya ku dhahdaan maxaad sideebaad dad waxaa jira dee markaa ka caadooda ee ka niyad jaba saama hore idinku sheegaayay marka waxaan ku odhi maxaad nasin kartaa tiib dadka qaar saasoo kale dareemaya waxyaala tiib ma jira aad siin kartid amba solution aad siin kartid oo dhaqatid qofkani markuu dee no ku leeyahay maxaad macan sideebaad dee qofkan marka waxay tiri su'aashay waxay igu jawaabtay waxay ku tiri qofku no ku leeyahay no within laakiin no without wuxuu isagu no ku leeyahay adiga waasaan hadhaado dad badani macan no kuma laha una ogeyn una aqoon ayuu no ku leeyahay ma aha marka qof wuxuu tiri no idhaahdo waxaan jecelahay bay tiri inaan sii ogaado malaha waqtiga hadda malaha ma aha oo hadda ku leeyahay no kama dhigna maalmo cisho gudahood inuu hadana no kugu soo celin kama dhigna marka waqtiga iyo timeka iyo markaa dee uu ku leeyahay hadda dee waqtigii hadda kale ma aha maxaan ku rahdaayay talabaadna waxay tiri ku train gareeyay teamkayga markaad waxa dadka u sheegaysaan waxba ha u sheego recommendation ha u sheegna do not sell a recommendation sell ha u sheegina macaan allah aniga Soomaaliga waa laftigiisa waa iyaga khaldana maanta ifraax inay waan xaq dhigta wallahi waa yar ifraax aan dili doonaa ma waxay leedahay waxa u sheega wax ogeysiiya ya macaan solution u sheega solution waxa walaal Soomaali garamaayo solution u sheega marka ya saasay tiri laakiin waxa u jeedaa qofkan wuxuu no ku leeyahay wuxuuna aqoon waa wuxuuna garanaynin waa wuxuuna maxaa ku aqoon u lahayn waa waxa aad baris marka u horeysa oo aad barisid oo leedahay aad doonaysid u sheegtay aad waxaan tahay amba haata goojadana amba haata businesska qofka haduu ogyahay waxay tahay uu la carari lahaa laakiin dad badan waxaa jira aan aqoonin oo aan garanaynin marka saasay ku leeyihiin xal u sheeg oo ka xal u sheega oo ka marka waa saas macaanteedii marka wax su'aalo ma qabtaan ma jirtaan. So yeah, I did my best to translate that in Somali. So I'm gonna ask if they have, if there's any question from the panelists. And from the, from the panel, if they have any question. Naima, ما إلى جوزة نعيمة.
Yes,
سؤالها
I'm here. But I have a little guest with me, so you can hear
Hi.
it in the background.
Okay, no, it's okay. Your guest can, is there any questions at the Q&A for Vernisha? And
I don't see anything on the Q&A, but I will check the chat.
صح مركا and okay, I'm just checking if there's any questions with our.
Hello, Vernisha.
Hey, Rahma.
Good to have you, sister. I'm a fan of you. So I have a quick question. How do you keep your team motivated or make them join the team training? How do you
Can you repeat the question again, Rama? You are breaking up a little on my end.
How do you keep your team motivated, like to attend the team meetings, to stay motivated into the business life?
How do I keep my team motivated? Was that the question?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is, funny you should ask that question. I was driving home earlier. I was on the phone with my lead business partner from St. Lucia. I'm sure you guys know about Arthur Anthony. And I was saying, Arthur, I wish our whole team was so easily motivated like you, like I can motivate you so easily. And then he says, maybe Vern, you ought to motivate them the way that you're motivating me. So for me, it's understanding the same thing with the customer. It's the same thing with the prospect, understanding what each person wants. Generally, you have a team of hundreds of persons, and it may be difficult to be able to reach each person individually. So one of the techniques that I have used from 9 years ago in my business is every time a new person joins my team, there's a My 5 group chat that we create on WhatsApp. And once the person is introduced by the enroller in the group chat, and I'm into the group chat when I'm in all of them, one of the first questions I ask is to share your why with me. Can you please share your why? When I understand your why, then that becomes what motivates you. So while I may not be able to call you up every day, I will put out videos, I will put out my personal stories, I'll put out little clips every day in group chats. But the day you, Rada, will call me and say to me, Vern, this is not working for me anymore, I'm out. And I often get these calls from my team. And I ask a question. I remember I would go into your My 5 group chat and quickly see, if I don't remember off the top of my head, what your why is. And let's say, for example, Rada, your why is you want to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. You're frustrated with leaving home and going to the job. You want your own financial freedom, and you want to create this financial foundation for your kids. I have done it, so I know the journey it takes to get there. So I ask you, Rada, I remember when you joined, the reason you joined was because you wanted to quit your job in 2 years. You wanted to be a full-time stay-at-home mom because you wanted to spend quality time with your kids and to be able to strengthen the bond and relationship you have at home with your family. So wanting to quit or not do this anymore, am I understanding that you found something else that will allow you to achieve that? And for most of them, the answer is no. So then I ask the next question. So if you stop or you don't do it, then what? What happens to that big why that you had? Most persons, their why get clogged and gets lost along the way of all of the stresses in life. And so when I bring it to the forefront, I can't motivate you more than you should be able to motivate yourself. Then it means if you always need me to motivate you, then that means you're not in for the right reason. You will never be able to always motivate your team. Bottom line, and if any leader tells you that, then they're misleading you. You will never be able to always motivate your team. So what I said to you is, the only way, if I'm your downline, the best way to motivate me every day is for you to do it. It's for you to wake up every day and make the calls. It's for you every day to be selling your products. It's for you to be out there doing it so I can see it reflected in your life. So Sada was able to stay at home and able to earn a 5-figure monthly income by being in the background. I want to know how you did it, Rada. What did you do every day? Because it didn't happen overnight. So my motivation is watching what my leader's lifestyle becomes. That it means if it can happen for her, it can happen for me. And it didn't happen like that. They woke up every day and they showed at least one person the business opportunity every day, at least one person. They shared the product information with at least 2 persons every day. And one day became a week. 1 week became a month. 1 month became 12 months, and 24 months became 2 years. It took 2 years to do it. So my motivation to my team, Rada, is to show them that last year, November, I opened a special bank account and I called it my projects account. And every week, every time I sold bottles locally, not online, my online bottles was a different kettle of fish. Every time I sold bottles locally, at least 1 bottle per week I deposited into that account. That was a discipline I developed only last year. I wish I did it before that. Because of that, November of last year, I started that. October of this year, I was able to buy my brand new truck because of that. As we speak, I bought a brand new set of Tama drum set for my 15-year-old son. He's a drummer. I was able to do that. As I walked into my home, I bought 2 brand new beds to replace the beds in both of my kids' bedrooms. While I'm doing that, Chloe is full-time at university and she's living in a fully furnished apartment that I furnished on the south of the island. And then last night, my 13-year-old son says, "My God, Mommy, 2020 has been our best year ever because I made a few choices." And then my team now has become motivated as a result of that. So they started accounts too because I told them. Some persons now are changing some things in their lives as a result of that because they're making money consistently. So me motivating my team has to do with do as I do, as I say. So I do it, I say to do it, then I do it. And then they see me do it. They see the results I get from doing it. And then that should motivate them to do it.
Wow,
Sada,
wow, thank you very much, Vernisha. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. So you guys gonna translate because I'm going to work. So I'll watch the recording. Yeah. Thank you, Vernisha. All right.
Wow, that was a great. You know what? I was right down. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Hablo waxay weydiisay Rahma. I'm gonna ask the question. Rahma waxay weydiisay waxay tiri sidee baanu teamkayga han u siinaa dhiirigeli motivational sidee u siin karnaa oo dadka qaar maxaan ku rahdayay macande ka niyadu ka jabtay oo maxaan ku rahdayay oo de malaha amba dad waayay amba hadda sida imka hadda haysato kale amba dad markii qofka waxa jira ka barin soo galo oo yar maxaan ku rahdayay oo yar daciifo sidee baan u siin lahayn dhiirigelin waxay ti marka u horeyso waxay tiri oo siiyo waxay ti marka u horeyso waxay tiri qofka marka la soo geliyo waxa loo fura qol isagu iska leeyahay WhatsApp-ka ma 5 support leeyahay kaasi waxay tiri waxaad samaysaa waxaad ku soo qofka waxaad ku tiraahdaa ii soo qor your why waxaad u soo gashay iga ama soo barayaan waxaad u soo gashay iyo waxyaalaha reason-kaad u soo gashay why-gaaga ii noo soo qor why-ga noo soo qortid deena qofka waxay tiri why-giisa uu soo qoro mar kastaba qofka de waxay tiri waan dhiirigeliya anigu waxaan sameynayaan tusaa marka dhiirigelis iyo reason marka ahaato reason-ko wax iyagu why reason-ko iyagu de hay u dhahdeen hay u soo galeen business iyo haddii aynayn hurdada aynay ka kacaynin why-googa haddii hurdada aynay ka kicinaynin anigu waxaan dhinaca u joogaa inaan why-googa han ka caawiyo siday u samayn lahaayeen sida imka iyadu waxay samayso imka inanteeda Chloe waxay leedahay jaamacadda dhigata university dhigata guri bay karaysatay alaab bay u dhigtay maxaan ku raadayay inakeeda waxa uu iibisay baasha dramka la ayay u iibisay qolkiisa ugu iibisay maxaan ku raadayay iyadu waxay iibsatay baabuur truck brand new iibsatay oo lacagtii hay ka samaysay account gooni u furtay waxay iibiso cash in hand ku iibiso dadka siisa bank gooniya ay ku ururisaa lacagta ku ururisay waxay ku iibsatay baabuur cusub inanteeda ayay guri maxaan ku raadayay alaab guri jaamacadda ay gashay ayay ugu dhigtay inakeeda ayuu inakeeda wuxuu yiri sanadkan the best year waxay ahayd 2020 sanadkii lagu fiicnaa ayuu inakeeda yiri marka waxaas oo dhana de waxaan ka helay businesskayga ma dadkii markay arkaan teamkayga markay arkaan waxaas oo aan samaynayo waxay ka qaadaan motivational marka waxay qofka waayigiisa hadda soo qoro waayigiisa reasonku uu u soo galo company-ga ma waxay tahay inuu ubadkiisa jaamacadda kaga bixiyo lacagta ma waxay tahay inuu isagoo guri fiican ka dhisto ma waxay tahay isagoo inuu shaqo ka fadhiisto oo retirement galo macaan waayigiisa markuu soo qoro adna waad ag tagantahay 24 waad ag tagantahay waad caawinaysaa siduu ku gaari lahaa reasonkiisa uu company-ga usoo galay ayuu adla joogta laakiin qof walba intuu kula imaado ayaa de ka caawinaysaa waa sida imka ifrax nooshatay iyo 25ka waa 25 and 50 waa 50ga 100 kuna waa 200ka marka ifrax ay noo soo ka arkay marka sidaas ayay nagu sheegtay and yeah so thank you very much, Vernisha. That was a beautiful, yeah. You know what I don't do when any of my new team when we create my fantasy pot, I don't do I don't ask for their whys. So that's something new that I'm gonna start doing that now. Definitely, that's a good and technique. I know that we supposed to follow all our our CEO Ramin and Mazgalu. He always say to us, but we don't. There's some of them that we do take it and. So definitely from now on we're gonna follow it. So yeah, off سؤال مجرى أو خوينو and سؤال كله أو قفل ويجينا and مجرى so let me ask if they have any other questions for you. Okay, waxay tiri Galaxy A7 she's asking okay asalaam su'aashaydu waxa waaye dadka kalsoonida aanan ku qabin borot hortiyaasha haddaad raba sidee baan uga dhaadhicisa example goojada oo kale dad baa ku dhahaya dad baa ku xanuunsaday what is the best way I hope I get okay what from okay I don't okay she is saying okay this lady is Galaxy A7 I can't see her name her question I didn't get at the beginning but I think she's saying that how can we we know when someone buys from us, the fountain of life, yeah, and then they come back to you and they say to you that, I got some sort of side effects from the fountain of life, and that makes you lose confidence. And so she's saying, what is the best way for us to answer those kind of negative feedback from VIP client or from. That's what she's saying. If you could give her any tips.
So that's a product question. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. So when I get a response from a VIP customer, anything that's negative, the first thing I do is I apologize before I even offer any solution. I apologize for this experience you have had. As you think it may be fountain of life. I'm really sorry that you went through that. However, you can only get side effects from what is a pharmaceutical, what's a medication, and fountain of life, it's not a med. However, you can be allergic to it. I have had users that have been allergic to fountain of life. So it's not a side effect because it's not a medicine, it's not a drug, but if you are allergic to pine, then you will have a negative reaction to it. Now, there's some persons who go through what may seem a negative thing at first, but it's really a transition happening with the body, with using fountain of life. Some persons will have a diarrhea. Some persons will go through some extremity that they're not used to, and then they may stop. I have a few of my clients that would tell me, Vernisha, I got really bad headaches, or I got dizzy, and then the first thing, once they tell me they get headaches or they get dizzy, I ask them, are you hypertensive? And for the most of them, they are. So what I do, I ask them, I probe some more. How do you take it? Well, I take it under my tongue, as you told me. What time of day do you take it? I take it first thing in the morning. I said, okay, then let's change the way that you take it. Instead of taking it straight under your tongue, let's put it in a full glass of water and drink the water, and let's do it just before you go to sleep. Let's do that. Once I have done a change in use and I keep following up with persons, then they tend to get a different experience. Once it's not an allergic reaction, more than likely the body is transitioning from getting something so potent in it. Because if you are a mammal, as we all are, it's impossible to get an antioxidant into your system that doesn't do a good thing for you. It's impossible. Scientifically, it's impossible. So unless the person is allergic, and to confirm whether it's allergic, if I say to a person, I say, are you allergic to trees? Are you allergic to pine? Well, I'm allergic to some trees, but I'm not sure. Do a patch test. Put a drop here and let it stay overnight and see if they react to it. And then do it, have them take it mildly. Take it in water and take it at night, rather than in the daytime where it may affect them in a particular way. So I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly with clients, my personal clients. And all I do is operate from the same place of love. I'm not being defensive. I'm not trying to cover up. And these two are very important. Be empathetic with the person by apologizing. That changes the tone immediately, because they're coming at you either to attack you or to tell you your product is not good. I listen, and then I apologize first thing. And then I begin to ask questions before I give a solution. How do you take it? What exactly do you feel? Are you typically allergic to these kinds of things? And so I want to understand holistically what's going on before I offer a response. When it does that, it tells the person that first, you care. It's telling your user that you care, that you're not just here to sell a bottle of Fountain of Life and be gone. You care. So even if they're allergic, now you have educated them so much that now they want to tell another person about it, even if they themselves can't use it. And I get that a lot. So again, it goes back to my foundation of what I said earlier. You must operate from a place of love. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of ground. You will lose a lot of ground. So if you operate from a place of love, if I were her, how would I want to be received? It allows you to exercise empathy every single time, and empathy comes from love.
Yep, perfect. Okay, and I will ask the Galaxy, and then the Galaxy A7. Su'aasha horeyna ku jawaabo. Waxay tiri marka u horeysa wala moodka gal Galaxy A7. Hold on, let me just, do you hear some noise, isn't it? Okay, yeah. And waxa ku marka u horeysa qofka maxaad ka iibinaysid su'aasha u horeysa hadduu kugu soo noqdo uu ku idhaahdo waan ku xanuunsaday, waxaad leedahay apology marka bixi raali ahawde marka warta raali ahaw soo dhawey raali gali marka raali galisid waxaad samaysaa su'aasha weydii su'aalo weydii sideed u qaadatay maxaa ku dhahayay carabka hoostiisa ku shubatay sideed u qaadatay waayo si ay side effect looga helo maaha medicine maaha dawo maaha uu pharmacy soo qoray ama pharmacy ka soo baxday maaha waxa weeyaan waa wax natural oo antioxidant maxaa ku dhahdaa side effect qofku ma helayo laakiin wuxuu ka qaadi karaa allergy ka qaadi karaa amba de allergy de qofka dadu geedka triga du ku leeyahay amba fruitka amba waxyaalahaas adu ku leeyahay allergy ayuu maxaa ku dhahdaa uu ka qaadi karaa laakiin qofka marka u horeysa raali gali soo dhawee u sheeg sida u qaato hadduu siduu qaadanay weydii hadduu siduu u qaadanayay hay tahay si ka dugan u sheeg waxaa ku tiraahdaa sida carabka hoos ku shubanaysid waxaa soo qaataa koob biyaha ku dhex shub biyaha ku qaado markaa qofkii waxaa tustaa inaad inaad maxaan ku radayay dee aad isaga marka u horeysa aad care inaad isaga aad dareenkiisa aad tahay inaad isaga wixiisa u fiican aad dareemaysid oo aad doonaysid inuu isagu jacayl iyo kalgacal marka odhanaysa tus waa jacayl kalgacal tustid qofkii uu ku dhegaysanayaa sidii wixii aad u samaysay ayuu maxaan ku radayay ayuu samayn doonaa bilaani gaarsiiyo laga yaabo dad kalena inuu kuu keeno waayo jacayl iyo kalgacal ayuu kugu arkay waana sida Vernisha noo sheegtay markii u horeysay anigu waxaan ku operate garaya waa love kalgacal iyo jacayl ayaan ku shaqeeyaa haddana jacayl iyo kalgacal aan ku shaqayn waa lagaa cararaya laguma joogaayo inaguna waxaynu yahay jacayl waa waxa naftaada jeceshahay waana ummadda Nabi Maxamed aad la jeclaataa marka jacayl qofki tus waxa kale ku tiraahdaa qofka hadduu allergy yahay geedna meel gacantiisa meel ha ku sameeyo habeenka ku sexdo subax hadduu wax allergy ka qaado has ku arko marka jacayl lahaynu ku shaqayno haddaan jacayl ku shaqayno waxba inagama xumaanayaan there you go I did my best to translate in Somali okay
so that I can follow just a little bit of what you're saying because I think some of the words are the same in English. So
I know, exactly. The vocabulary you have to, find the correct wording in the Somali vocabulary. And I'm not very good in, people are every languages you have to be very good in sort of vocabulary, isn't it? So me when I try to explain Somali. And I tend to look for the wording because, as I said, French colony coming here and then learning English again. So we lost a bit of our Somali language. But yeah, anyway, we have our best of Rhoda. She is I can't say it. She has wrote a book in English. in Somali. She's good in both English and Somali, and beautiful. So is here. If I maybe mistranslated, she's here. Maybe she'll probably be able to stop me. So if she didn't stop me, that means I did well. That means I haven't forgotten anything. I covered all of it. So that's good. So let's carry on. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Okay. Yeah, so I don't see any other questions. Guys, come on, send your questions for Vernisha. She's here with us today. Let's take advantage. Okay.
One of the things that some persons often ask me, Sarah, is, Vernisha, you live on a very small island with less than 200,000 people. The household incomes here are very low. And you've been able to survive doing this for over almost 10 years full time. You have children, you have a home, you don't work for anyone. What do you do every day with your business that allows you to keep earning, making money to make sure your bills are paid, which is the most important thing? Your children have food, they can go to school and all of that. I'm sure you would have heard Ramin always talk about your daily method of operation, your DMO. And we all have DMOs for everything we do in life. We have a night method of operation. Before we go to bed, there's a regimen that we go through. When you wake up in the morning, you have a method of operation, what you do every morning when you wake up. You have methods of operation while you're preparing food, and while you're doing laundry, and while you're fixing your bed, and while you're getting your clothes ready, and when you go to pray, and when you go to church, and when you make love, and when you have a shower. And everything we do, we have a method of operation. So if you're like me and you are a full-time stay-at-home mom, that means you're the chef, you're the maid, you're the driver, you're the home teacher, you're the preacher, you're the mom. In my case, you're the dad. You do all of it. You're the one that takes them to the games, and you do everything. Plus, you have a team to support. Plus, you have your business to do. Then, whoa, whoa, how the heck do you do that? So when I wake up by a particular time to making sure my cooking is done for the day and my home is in order in terms of cleaning. When that time comes, whether I'm done doing that bit or not, I have to stop because something else starts at that time. If I don't stop, that means this other thing will suffer. So then when I'm done there, of course, my first thing when I wake up in the morning is my thanksgiving, my affirmations, my praying, whatever that encompasses my praying session, I do that. Then I move into my bathroom, which is my first me time, then my kitchen, and then make sure my kids are okay by the time they wake up. Once that is done, thank God my kids are old enough now to take the kitchen from where I brought it to the end product. And the same thing for the cleaning and the same thing for the laundry. I have 3 boys at home and I train my boys like girls. They can cook, clean, wash, all of that. Then my business method of operation starts. More than likely from 10 in the morning, I go on social media. And on social media, I do what I have to do there first. So I do my postings there. I respond to any queries. Like this morning, my first sale was to a lady. I sold 4 bottles of Fountain of Life and a tube of toothpaste to, which is someone I responded to, which is the last thing I do for my business in the evening time before I go to bed. I check if there's any persons who reached out to me during the day or in the nighttime between the time I left my desk and then. So I picked that up last night. And so this morning, first thing, I had to go out and deliver that to this lady because she's traveling. So my social media is the first thing I do for my business. Postings, response, shares. So I go and share, like, comment and share corporate stuff, do my own personal postings, and I have different types of postings: personal, inspirational, product, and my product is mostly about testimonials and business. So I do personal, which is inspirational, product, which is testimonial, business, which is inviting. So after that, I check my phone for support that my team needs. And I always have a long list of that. So my 5 group chats are always going crazy. My team needs me. There are questions in there I need to answer. And I go, that would probably take me about an hour, at most 2 hours of my day to do that. Once I'm able to take care of my team, that means my business is taken care of because my team now is satisfied. Then I go into my team group chats. I probably have 3 of them. And I share inspirational stuff like either personal, business, or product. So I would go to the testimonial page, I see if there's any new testimonials, and then I take that and I post it into my big team group chats. So persons can now take this testimonial and now share it on their social media pages, whether it's business or product. So now they can share that into their pages. So now they have traction. So why do I do that? I prefer to have 200 of my team members order 1 family pack of Fountain of Life per month so they can sell, rather than me selling 200 bottles of Fountain of Life every month myself. So when 200 persons below me are each buying a family pack to sell on the ground, that means they're making money and I get volume. So that means now I have more time available to support my team, to spend time with my children, and to spend time with me while I still support my team to teach them how to make money. So all 200 may not go to the testimonial page to look for testimonials, but I can do that and I can put it in the group chat. And when 200 people are sharing the same thing, the world is seeing the same thing 200 times. So it must be true. It must be true. So social media is a big part of my business. So that's how I've been able to make money consistently for 9 years sitting in my home. Social media. So my phone is not a phone. It's a money-making machine. That's what I call it. My laptop is not a laptop. It's a money-making machine. My truck is not a truck. It's a money-making machine. So I treat these three things with utmost love and utmost respect, because without them, my business would either slow down or would die. And my biggest asset is my team. So I feed my team daily. And if they choose not to do it, Sarah, it's on them.
But you do your bit.
If they choose not to build, it's on them. If they choose not to sell, it's on them, because I am doing what I am called to do as the upline. So each person on the webinar here now may not quote unquote be a leader, and you should be, because you're the first person you lead is you.
Yes.
But you should be the upline. Never send your downline to your upline. You go to your upline so you will learn. But be the upline. Look for the information and put it out there to your team. And then your team will love you. Teach them to do the same. Then 9 years from now, you're still here going strong with a 5-figure monthly income, regardless of where you're sitting in the genealogy. And you'll be grateful that you did these feedings every day. So your method of operation for your business should be the same way you have a method of operation when you're going to bed and when you're rising from bed.
Wow, wow, wow. I love it. I love it. I love it, mashallah. I love it. Okay. Hablo wallahi intina fahantay way fahantay. Intina aan fahmina waxaan isku dayayaa inaan siday u tiri u idhaahdo haddaan isku dayi waayo ay waxay dhaafaan rooday please caawi. Okay, waxay i tiri anu waxay tiri waxaan ku shaqeeyaa waxa la ilaa DMO, daily method operation, oo ah waxa maalin kaste la sameeyo. Waynu ognahay inaynu qof walba markuu subaxii soo kaco hurdada saacadaad buuxsataa, salaadii subaxaad tukatid ee ducaysatid, maalinta waxa kuu qoran iyo waxaad samaynaysid ya maskaxda ay kugu jiraan amba meel bay kugu qoran yihiin. Soo maaha waad kacday, waad qureecatay, waad ducaysatay, then maxaa ku raday waxay tiri waan maydhaa, waxaan galaaway musqusha waan maydhaa, suuligaan iyo waxay maadaaway tiri jikada waxay tiri cuntadeedan karsadaa, maalinta ubadkayga u baahan yihiin waan karsadaa, wax oo dhan waan samaystaa. haddana waxay tiri maxaa ku raadayay waxa gurigayga ubadkayga waxay u baahan yihiin ayaan kala sameeyaa. Everything waxaan sameeyo wixii waxay tiri waxaan soo qaataa telefoonkayga, waxay tiri shaqadeedan bilaabaa and waxay tiri telefoonkayga waa making money, maxaa ku machine telefoonkayga kule lacag buu ii sameeyaa. Social media way tiri way meeshan aan wax walba ku sameeyo, waxay tiri waa social media, waa Facebook, waa Instagram, waxa weeyaan Snapchat, waa wax kaste dhinacaas ayaa meeyaan. Waxay tiri hangeliya wixii hangelinayay ee aniga la iga rabay inaan gashado. waxay tiri teamkaygu hadday ii soo diraan messages ayaan akhriyaa, oo de Snapchat-ka waxaan jira ee WhatsApp-ka ka akhriyaa, waxay u baahan yihiin ayaan xayta u sameeyaa. Macaan daily method-ka waa inaan follow garaynaa. maxaa ku raadayay adigu waxay tiri upline haddaad tahay naftaada hadda waa inaan upline isku haataa. waxaad u baahan tahay inuu upline inuu downline-kaaga upline-kaaga u tago wax soo weydiisto ma aha, waa inaad adigu qancisaa. adigu waxaad fahmi weydid la aad kuwaaga dan isa ku soo noqo. waxay tiri waxaan tagaabay tiri Facebook, waxaan ku leenahay meesha Facebookena Fountain of Africa testimonialka wax la wixii la soo qoro, waxay tiri waan soo copy galaya, waxaan u dhaxdhigaabay tiri WhatsApp groupka oo ilaa 200 ilaa 4 wax inta yihiin ba 300 qof 500 qof ay ku jiraan. ma keenay ma u shaqadeed aan qabtay, laakiin wixii xagga laga bilaabo qofkii anu waxay tiri qofna gacanta ma qabanayo, laakiin anu wixii aniga has a Vernisha oo upline-ka oo shaqadeedii way tiri waan qabtay. shaqadii maxay tahay su'aalahoogii uga jawaab, dadkayga teamkayga wax kasta uga jawaab. waxay tiri 200 oo qof oo teamkayga ah oo family pack bil kasta iibsada oo ku iibiya island-kan degan dad badan waa dad yar bay tiri. waxaan degan meel qoode gaziirad samaha gaziirad ma island-ka gaziirad waan deganahay oo aan dad badan aan deganayn. dadkaas waxay tiri waxaan jecelahay waxay tiri 200 qof iga hooseeya mid walba family pack bishi iibiyaan oo lacag sameeyaan. waxay tiri maxaan sameeyay volume-kii shaqadii waan qabtay. way tiri volume baan ka helay, weekly commission waan ka helay, lacag wala isiyay. dadkii iga hooseeyna way shaqaynayaan oo waxa kaashinahan dadkii ka iibinaya oo lacag helaya. iyaga maxaan habbi ka dhigo daana habbi baan ahay. فهمتي saa waxay tiri aan sameeyaa maxaan ku radayay 200 qof waxay ugu filmay tiri oo bil kasta aan active ah hadday gabi tiimka wada active yihiin waa alxamdulilah laakiin inta dad kun qof ala haysatid yaa oo shan boqol qof ama 800 ka yihiin active oo inta adoo happy ka dhigtid ayaad samaynaysaa marka waxay tiri maxaan ku radayay an upline place ka adigu waxaad samaynaysid la samee hadda wax ka tagaynida waad habna configure wixii ayna tiri inaan teamkeena hayna u shaqayno inaan iyaga happy ka dhigtid iyaga adoo happy ka dhigtid adna happy hanasa what day and our CEO go dhahdo what is it that you do I love the slogan of our CEO he says and when I forgot what is it when you make happy I forgot the slogan of our CEO the one he uses always and you I forgot what was it was
when you help others get what they want you get
exactly.
what
yes
more you help others get what they want more you get what you want
there you go waxaad dadka u sameysay waxa iyagu jecel yihiin adna waxaad jecesha ku imanaya I love that slogan marka wakaas waxay tiri iyaga happy waxaad teamkaaga upline downline kaaga aad happy ka dhigtid inta shaqeynaysa oo adigu wixii laga rabay aad u sameysid then adigu waxaad jeceshahay waxa happy baad noqonaysaa marka yeah so I love it Vernisha I love the big way you said that following the daily I don't because my team 90% of them don't speak English or even I would say 80% so I'm always in the middle of every morning when I drop the kids to school my phone is set up 9 o'clock from 9 until 3 o'clock when I'm picking up my kids I'm between my team and our our office calling them this is what they want so my daily method that I could I love the way you just so no, I don't do the bit about when I'm learning a lot of beautiful tips from you today Vernisha and I hope everyone else that is on our team on our meeting today are taking notes because I love the bit when you said that you go to our testimonial Facebook page and you get any new testimonial and then you share it with your team. That's a beautiful tip that I'm gonna use definitely. And the last time I remember Chloe, she uses she one day she was like was it 23 seconds of a small video on her Facebook, and I screenshot that and I shared it with them. I love it. Everyone, they were, where did you get it? I said, I got it from Chloe. And yeah, so I love that. I always use the and it's not even within 1 minute. It's like what is it 23
30 seconds 30 seconds to 45 seconds, very short but impactful.
And I love the way she covers like it's very small but it's perfect. And I so I will use those tips. And yeah, so I'm glad today you with us. I'm learning a lot from you, Vernisha. As I said before, I was your your admirer. I was admiring, but behind the curtain, I would call it. Today, I'm telling you, really, I love it. So yeah,
so we have just about 12 more minutes with you, Sarah. So yes, what I would love to close with, unless if there are any other questions. Sorry,
I don't see any questions. To be honest, I don't see any questions. So yeah, go ahead. I don't see any questions.
All right. So one of the big things as a growing team and emerging leaders you will encounter, it's excuses. Everybody has an excuse as to why they don't do, why they're not on the webinar, why they're not calling their clients, why they're not following up with their VIP customers, why they're not inviting guests on the opportunity calls, why they're not doing three-way calls to close their invitees, why aren't they hitting their targets, why aren't they making money? Everyone has excuses, and we all can come up with genuine excuses. We can all come up with makeup excuses. Excuses is something that comes up all the time. And so I usually tell persons an excuse is the barrier you create between you and where you want to go to. So it's either you stop creating these barriers so you can get there, or you keep putting more and more barriers and you push yourself further away. So part of my story that very few persons know. I am legally married for 17 years. 17 years. And I have had the kinds of hills and valleys and plunges in the deep of the ocean with my marriage. And so it's been a little over a year since my husband and I have been separated. And I could have used that as my excuse. October of last year, it was 4 a.m. when my husband packed everything. He left. I was supposedly sleeping. My 4 children were sleeping. He jumped into our family vehicle and he drove off and he never came back. So by then, what could I have done? I could have screamed, cried, crawl into my shell and all of that. What I did was I used that energy that could have put me below and used that energy to springboard me. Because I understand for anything to shift or change for me, I first must shift, I first must change. So I put up the mindset that when a thing does not belong, it must move. It must move. And when you put yourself always in the right vibration, when you are able to spiritually align yourself with what it is that you want, things and people begin to be removed and the people and things begin to be added to, so you can get or go or arrive. So in that past year was the year I was able to achieve the most than I had been able to achieve in the past 16 years in my marriage. All I did was I used my mindset and I changed my mindset. So I turned myself off to everything else that was happening around me and in the world. So I created this protective cocoon and locked myself in a bubble called Vernisha. And I was very careful what and who I let into that bubble. So you guys would realize in that past year, you were not hearing so much from Vernisha. It's almost as if Vernisha had gone silent, but what I did, I became stronger. In a very silent way, I became stronger. I was able to achieve more. I was able to sell more. I was able to do more. So for me, when a person on my team comes to me with an excuse, Sarah, there is no excuse anyone can come to me with that I myself have not gone through. You will tell me that there was a time you didn't have money to pay your monthly shopping credits. I went through that. And you know what I did? I started taking money from my utility bills and started paying less. So if my utility light amount was, say, 200 in my currency, I would pay 120 and I would take the balance. I would take some from my water bill. I would take some from my internet bill to make sure I covered my SC every month. You know why? Because my SC eventually would pay me back. But if I keep paying my light bill and my water bill, eventually I will run out and they will cut me off. So my priority now was feeding what would feed me back rather than feeding what would consume me. So excuses, I understood excuses would have either stopped me, slow me down, or kill me. So the same thing that caused me to have an excuse, let me use it to create my springboard to move me from here to here. So if you think of a springboard, when things become tough, the springboard can never go up unless it sinks deep. And the deeper it sinks, the harder it pushes up. If it stays flat, you can't go anywhere. You just go down. But if you can spring it back and it springs you up, it goes all the way up. So when an excuse or a challenge comes, think of a springboard and use that excuse as a springboard to push you up, regardless of what it is in your life. An excuse is not to stop you. An excuse is to push you. So back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, darling. Wow, I don't know where to start. Okay, wallahi dadka intina fahantana again way fahantay intina kalena waan isku daynaa idin micnayo. I'm just saying that, you know, whoever understood is, wow, you guys are, you know, you got all the, but then whoever didn't understand, I'll try to do my best to translate it. Waxay tiri dad badan waxa jiro teamkaaga ah oo kula iman doona waxa la raado excuses kula iman doona anigu maxaan ku raadayay wallahi waxaan ahay ubadkii baan ku busy ahay ama waxaan ku ahay waxyaalo badan ku busy oo excuse la iman wuxuu doona haado excuse wuxuu doona haado ama qalabka ornay ma aqaan sida loo isticmaalo IT-ga qalabka ornay maxaan ku raadayay wax kasta waa excuse wuxuu doona ahaado dad waxa jira kula imanaya marmarsiyo because yeah the right word I was looking for excuse was marmarsiyo and marmarsiyo kula imanaya marmarsiyahaasi and qof walba waxa jira qof walba wax buu leeyahay qof walba waxa ka hor imanaya aqabado iyo markuu biska bilaabo aqabada ka hor imanayo aqabadaasi waxay doonaan ahaada laakiin qof walba wuxuu la imanaya laakiin maxaa excuse kiskaasi haddii waxa ku qof excuse leeyahay iyadu imanka waxay reer lahayd 17 sano ay reer lahayd 17 sanadood sanadkii la soo dhaafay wallahi sanadkaasi waxay ahayd waxay quiet waxa tiri sanadkii la soo dhaafay bishii October ayuu odagaygu intuu qaatay ayuu adduun waxay tiri ma tiri 17 sanadoodba waxay tiri waa ogtihiin guur kastaba waa duliya hoos kor guurkooda waa ogtihiin nice qaba marna waa islaayaan marna waa heshiis marna waa islaayaan marna waa heshiis marka waxay tiri laakiin bishii waxay tiri October la soo dhaafay ayuu waxay tiri intuu qaatay alaab dharkiisa qaatay waxay tiri naga tagay aniga afarteed yaa naga tagay han naga tagay way tiri maxaan waxay tiri aniga way tiri maxaa igu dhacay way tiri waxa igu dhacay tiri waxay bedeshay way tiri en fikradayda dhan way bedeshay fikradayda dhan way bedeshay way tiri waxay tiri waxaan isku xidhay ya en bubble bas ku xidhay waxaan isku xidhay bahashani maxaa la dhahdaa ma aan maxaa lagu dhahaa Soomaaliya awda baalan soo arag en de adu baalo kubada kala de ayaan isku xidhay way tiri maxaa qofkii aanu han jeclaa qofkan doonay inuu soo galo ayaan soo galay adu waxa isku xidhay de wax ku dhacay meel baa isku xidhay meel baa isku xidhay maaha marba saamo galaysan u micnay macad waxa isku xidhay wax meel wax aniga ii gooni ah abaab qofkan doonaan ka furaayay qofkan doonaan ka xidhay maxaa waxay tiri waxaan ka qaaday dhiirigelin waxaan ka qaaday waxaan ka qaaday way tiri macna relationship de xumaaday waxaan ka qaaday way tiri inaan de xoog u sii adkaado sanadkii waxay tiri iga tagayna ayuu dhaqaalahayga kale kor u kacay oo waxay tiri maxaa ku raadayay wax kasta waxay tiri ma sha Allah oo ilaahay wax kasta ii barakeeyay oo waxay tiri kale dhaqaalaha kor u kacay ma qofku wax kale excuse bad qofku waxay tiri hadduu ku raadsan ba boqol ka taka ma bixinayo oo ma awoodi kalayo ha kalsoonid oo kaas ha kalsoonid waxay ka qaaday tiri waxay tiri qofku waxay kale shopping gradka boqol ka bishi hadaa wax kale aan bixin waayo ya kaas waxay tiri waxban waan bixiyaa kale hadaa waxay tiri aan igu adkaato inaan bixin waayo maxaa sameeyaa tiri bilashi kale hadduu kooraanki tahay haddii biyihii tahay ayaa waxay tiri hoos u dhigaa si waxay tiri han ugu buuxiyo boqol ka taka markasta laga qaado waxay tiri boqol ka taka soo tiri waxyaalo badan oo teamkeeda kamid ah weekly commission-ka ah oo u tahay maanta boqol ka taka muhiimad u leeyahay weekly commission heli maysid haddii aan bixin boqol ka takaasi haddaan bixin boqol ka 10% extra helaysid hadda tahay waxa anti ahaw amba lifestyle advisor ahaw amba lifestyle promoter ahaw waxa anti ahaw 10% extra ma heli maysid oo qiimo jabis heli maysid waxay tiri waxaan bay tiri isku day bay tiri inaan boqol ka taka bikasan la baxay inaan la baxo laakiin haddaan ka keenay meelaha kale oo biilkayga kale guriga aan hoos u dhigaayo hoos aan u dhigayaa laakiin boqol ka takayga wax kale eg badan bay more ayaan ka helayaa aan shopping aan bixin bikase waxay tiri nolosha bay tiri waxaad waxay tiri spring bowl soo ma arag salad and fresh kan soo arag saa kor u qaadme maxaa ku raadayay lagu sameeyo bahashi I'm trying to explain the spring ground adduunka marna hoos u dhacaya marna kor ku qaadaya maxaa xataa nolosha aan ka haato marna kor u kacaysa marna hoos laakiin hadii kor u kacsano wadiga kor u kacsano marka inta sanada waxna kulli waan ku soo dari karnaa insha Allah waxay naga tahay waxay tiri marka nolosha la ku adkow maxaa ku raadayay bedel mindset kaaga waxa dhan marka I mean, that's a very good topic. The excuses. I know that I always use the excuses. We know when I joined the company Vernisha, I was in England when I was in the process of moving from England to Toronto. When I saw Ifrah sharing an MGRS flyer with the pictures on it. So when I spoke to her, I said, "Oh, what is it? Could you explain to me?" She called me, and I was within 2 weeks. I was moving to Toronto, where I have, I don't know anyone, a new country. So I always say to people that are trying to find excuses of not building the business. Look, I came with 3 small children. My youngest then was 2 years and a half. And I came to a new country, which I don't know anyone. And I have managed to build it. So imagine you still live in the same place. I don't know for how long. And you give me excuses, because even when I'm in the park with my children, I used to talk to people, approach people. Even, I know my English is not that very good, but I don't even they don't. I will try to make sure that they understand what I'm trying to tell them. So if I could have built a team coming to a new country on the 15th of July, I joined the company, and on the 3rd of August, I moved to Toronto. So anyone can do it. If I did it, anyone. So there is no excuses of. So yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful, talk where you give us about excuses. And I hope that everyone will take advantage of that. Thank you, Vernisha. We don't want to take a lot of your time. An hour, you'll be with us for an hour now. Wow. Thank you, Vernisha. We don't want to take a lot of your time, and we're going to conclude now.
Well, to you, Sada, Rhoda. Who else do I have here on the screen? Naima. Am I saying correctly?
Yeah, Naima.
Yeah.
And to all the other amazing persons on the call, guys, we have a very powerful platform. We have an amazing CEO. We have a legendary company. We have unmatched legendary products. And we are mandated with a cause to go tell the world, to go show the world. And if you don't do it, the persons that had already been appointed to you to tell, then that means you would have failed in that role. So tell, regardless of what they say back to you, tell. Sharpen your skills in the areas that you think that you are not great at as yet. It means that you are allowing yourself to grow. So rather than listening to things that will not contribute to the life-giving aspect of your life, then change it to listening to ebooks, to audiobooks. Make your driving time training time. And that's what I do. That's why my kids now, they think entrepreneurship and not employee. So teach yourself daily by what you put into your system in terms of listenings and readings. And so I cause myself, I say, the person that should inspire me the most is me, while I get inspired by many people. But I want to surprise me every day by the things that I am able to accomplish, the things that I never thought. So when I think I have hit a plateau, I now stretch my mind to going a little further. And if I can't imagine it naturally, I go and look for things on YouTube. I go and look for things, different places, so I can get inspired as to where I want my life to go to. Because once you have stretched your mind, it can't go back to its original state. So my thing is to stretching me on a daily basis. So I really want to send love to every single one of you here today, from my small rock called St. Lucia to you wherever you at. I look forward to meeting every single one of you in person, and no amount of social distancing will stop me from hugging you if I'm allowed to do that. I know I get Ifra soiled up every time when we met on the cruise. I'm always hugging her. I said, Ifra, I'm so happy. I'm the female version of me today. I'm not the male version of me that I can hug you every time. So I appreciate every single one of you, and I look forward to the continuance of evolvement and explosions happening with every person on this call, with your teams, with my teams. and holistically with Opulence Global. So thank you, Sada, for having me. Thank you, Rhoda, for having me. I will call Ifra after this to tell her thank you again for having me. And I look forward to having you on my call with my team sometime soon. Sada, I know you have a very powerful story. And I look forward to interviewing you with that story, to like how I interviewed Ifra.
Anytime, Vernisha, anytime.
Because I know that there are many women out there that you will empower with your story.
Anytime. Thank you. Thank you very much, Vernisha.
Thank you so much, Vernisha. I was taking notes all day, all day. Oh my God. You are amazing. You're a rock star. So thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedule to come here and give us all the tips. I was taking all day. And the thing you concluded, the thing you close with is the same thing our CEO always says. Keep evolving, learning, do more always. Surprise yourself every day. Be more so you can do more. So thank you so much for sharing this amazing tips with us today. I really appreciate your time being here with all of us, and we will discuss this in Somali later when you're gone. So thank you so much, my dear. God bless you.
Thank you, Vernisha. Yeah, as Rhoda said, thank you very much for giving us your time, your precious time. And definitely we're gonna, a lot of tips, a lot of motivational, well, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Thank you, Vernisha. Thank you for your time.
Most welcome, ladies. My pleasure.
Thank you, darling.
All right. So if there's no other questions from your team, I will bow out.
Yes, I don't think there's any other questions.
I don't see other questions about today's topic. It's all about other stuff. Yeah.
So goodbye, everyone, and have an amazing rest of Saturday and weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Anisha. Vernisha. Take care, darling. الله إله يوم أنت
ما شاء الله ده
الله افرح إلهي محايلة